hopefully I will have a couple of people that have some time in their work schedule or working from home or have notifications that I am on talking about this incredible thought that I've been kind of chewing on since last week. And hopefully it will bless anyone that you care to share this information with. The moment that you see this notification or you see this video, please think of a couple of people that you can share this information with immediately. I would love for them to hear my thoughts on this. As a person that try to study a lot of philosophy and a lot of different principles in human behavior, as a behavior health, a mental behavior health coach, and a person that has been doing different levels of clinical and even pastoral counseling for a great amount of years. And I still think the great amount of years is not so much of how many years I've been doing it. It's just because it's been great scenarios, great positions to be in, along with me receiving counseling for myself as a counselor, therapy for myself to make sure that I am able to deliver it as I need to be. So if you can just subscribe to the YouTube channel that's under Dr. Cortez D. Sims about these Thursday thoughts. And then even on Google, you can even give a review. That would be very helpful to allow people to know that these principles, these thoughts have been very helpful to your household and then to some of your friends that you want to refer to. But let me just jump right into it. I want to talk today about trusted transparency. Trusted transparency. Who can you really trust to share things with? You know? And then of course, okay, I'll say that one more time. Trusted transparency is what I'm calling it. Who can you really trust to share things with? And I'm saying it because in your lifetime, your friends, family, co-workers, neighbors, anybody that you share any type of thought, vision, especially during this time that we're really trying to make sure that we really deal with ourselves and deal with self-care and really deal with what is the most meaningful things, because people are leaving you all, people are passing away. And I'm not saying this as a downward or a sad occasion or the reason why I want to talk to anybody who seems like they only have a few more minutes to live. But I want to just be very transparent about who are we able to trust with our transparencies. I mean, just putting it out there, you know, or putting it out on the table, or just being able to just open up our hearts about stuff, because the word betrayal is strong. The word backstabbing is very strong. The word, I thought I can trust you, and so now that brought a level of being damaged, goes strong in a lot of our lives. And as someone who's thinking about this thought, and maybe you can share with some other people, I've lived on both ends of it. I found myself saying things to people that I thought I could really trust, and I thought that my trust was going to go a long ways just by me being transparent. Because here's the deal, I was talking last week about truth and honesty, and it's been on me about, okay, so a lot of people want you to be honest with them, you know, as a character trait, and they really want you to be, you know, honest with them as a person. I would say more of a personality trait. But when it comes to being truthful, are you telling the truth? It's something totally different. But what I'm talking about is trusted transparency. Who can you trust with what you have to say? Who can you trust with you revealing what is really going on, or what you really want to do, or what are your next intentions for, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's past stuff that you realize that was not probably healthy for you. And so I want to talk about who can you really trust. Like, how will you really know those type of people that you can really open up to like that? And this goes a long ways, because as long as you have a parent, an aunt or uncle, siblings, friends, confidants, leaders that we want to trust, people that we have submitted our submission to, being a subordinate underneath someone's care, someone's leadership, and they want to ask you certain questions. Hey, can anybody in the room raise your hand and tell me, can you be honest with me about what we need to do for this project? And you're like, I don't know if I want to tell anybody in this setting, because I'm going to be judged, I'm going to be criticized. But when I talk to them behind closed doors, or offline as we like to call it, can I trust to be transparent with them and it doesn't come back on me? You know what I mean? So I would definitely say this. One of the things that I want to be able to say is, how can we be able to measure that? One of the biggest things that we can measure is if there's hatred going on, one, or if there's love operating, two. Okay, so if there's hatred going on, something that goes against or something that is not really exercised, then you're like, eh. But if it's love going on, love is definitely supported by trust. Love is definitely supported by truth, because love is truth. Love is God. Truth is God. The real deal, not somebody's opinions, not what has been the facts, because facts is only proven things of historical things that has happened. But truth is what it really is right now. The truth is, it's hot outside. By record, it usually get hot around this time. Normally, this is what normally happens this time of the year. It's been recorded that by facts that this is what has been the most ritualistic thing that's been occurring all of the time around this time of the year. I'm kind of being kind of more objective or just kind of predicting. So that's that type of mindset. But what I want to talk to you about is, who can we have trusted transparency with? Now, we would definitely love to feel that, hey, if I'm in a good relationship, can I trust this person that I'm a partner with? I'm going to give part of me to partner with this person. They're going to be a partner back into return with me, that I can just unveil who I really am. And then maybe I could feel a sense of release because I'm human. Now, first and foremost, for those of you guys have a belief in God, our Heavenly Father, the higher power, the man upstairs, our creator, all the different names of how you see and esteem this God of the universe. Okay, so that's definitely someone, and we look at him as a person. Some of us who are more in the Trinitarian type of mindset, yeah, he's three persons, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So we can definitely trust to be transparent with him, because we cannot see him, but we know that he reveals himself and that we have a belief in him. So here's the deal. I could be transparent with somebody that I cannot see. And God, who's been proven that you don't have to see me, just know that I exist. I am who I am. Great. Thank you, Dr. Sims. So when you look at it, you're like, okay, so I can be transparent. I can trust this transparency because God has made different words in his Bible text that he will never leave me nor forsake me. That he'll be my very present help in the time of trouble. So I can share things. I can confess my faults with one another. So he's saying, well, that'd be a good advice, but that's even a trusted system. So I can be healed by that. Now, those are all different type of ways that if you're talking to how God operates. Now, when you talk about people, you have to go back to the source and be like, well, God, well, since you are the main source, you are the creator of your people, who has that type of personality trait that I can trust with my transparency, because I don't know who I can share with. And everybody who's on this line right now, can you please share on your pages? Let people know that if you can't share it, let this guy right here be your advocate for you. I love to be able to be the person that can relate and can be able to share this information to somebody else. Let me tell you why, because many people having a hard time being transparent with people that they can't trust anymore. Why? Because they'll take their vulnerable parts and their transparency and calculate all of their information just to have a great opportune time to use it against you as weapons. They will collect all the ammunition, all the bullets, and go, you know what? I got that Glock all right. I got that rifle all right. I got the revolver all right. And so the moment that you say something to you, oh yeah, I can say a whole bunch of things about you. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When you hear that type of person going on like that, that is hatred. That is somebody who is formulating themselves to not be in a position to connect with you. They're really operating as an enemy. They operate in hatred. But when love is operating, the Bible says that in Proverbs, that love, Proverbs 10, and I believe it's 12, that hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all sins. Okay? So when you operate in love, I don't care how much things going on. You're like, listen, I love you. I don't even want to let nobody know that this is happening with you. You know why? Because my heart goes out for you. And I want to be that trusted source that you can be transparent with me. You know why? Because if you don't, I don't want it go out to be like they committed suicide because they didn't have nobody to trust and nobody to talk to. How many people, ladies and gentlemen, have came across our desk, came across your text and say, can you just give me just a couple of minutes? Life is already like, it's been spoken, it's been said, it's been written. Life is like a vapor of smoke. So smoke dissipates, it fades, right? If you're a believer, the Bible says that, we know not the day nor the hour, the time which the Son of Man is going to come and grab and redeem his people. So, wow. Now, here we go. We got viruses. we have bacteria, we have ailments, we have terminal diseases, we have things that's in our DNA that can stir up at any time of my life and be like, wow, I didn't know that I had some cancer traits. I didn't know that I had some hormonal dysfunctions and stuff that's alluding that this is going to make me sick. So you get all kind of things that's always going on, and we cannot be oblivious to think we're going to be exempt from having that type of experience that can hit your life. Now, what happens then? This is what a lot of us do. What if that scenario happens and we're like, oh, who can I talk to about this? Because I went to the doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, you do know that the reason why a lot of us do not like to go to the doctor, because we don't want to have to hear what may be revealed about what's really going on with us. So doctors are trained to be transparent about what's going on with you. I'm paid to be transparent with what goes with you, but they hoping when they ask you, hey, who's next to kin? Who do you have in your family who you can share what's going on with you so you can have a support system in your life? And this is what a lot of us do. No, I don't want to even let my kids know what's really going on with me. Why? Why? Because you don't trust that they're going to keep your transparencies within the family. It's hard enough to say, oh, I got to accept the fact that my blood pressure is too high. I can accept the fact that it looked like they found something and there's a lump somewhere, and that could be for a man or woman, because one of the things I was telling somebody earlier this week, it doesn't matter what ethnicity you're part of. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Sickness is not prejudice, and it is not racist. It doesn't care what bloodline you're in. It doesn't matter if you purple, turquoise, what other color you're in. It doesn't matter if you are a Democrat, a Republican, if you are an independent or you're a liberalist. It doesn't matter at all. When sickness hit you, it's what it is. So even when it comes to things like who can I really just share and be myself to let them know that, listen, I don't even love myself today. I don't even like who I am anymore. And it could be a platform with a person that can say, you know what, I love you so much, I'm going to cover you. Not only in prayer, I don't even want nobody to even know that you even sound like that. And let me tell you something. Some of the most prolific people, now we have a lot of leaders in the world that has been known that people has allegedly said things and has been suspect about their life and their personal life. But I tell you this, some of the ones who operate in love, according to 1 Peter 4:8, it says, above all, love one another deeply. I read this. This is so amazing. 1 Peter 4th chapter, 8th verse. I know I'm going scripture, but I just have to make a reference to that. It says, above all, love one another deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. So if love does that, then that's one of your trusted ways that you can figure out who can I trust with my transparency. That's how I know if love is operating. But here's the deal. Love covers. Love doesn't expose. Love doesn't expose somebody's weaknesses and how bad they were to you, because what happens is we don't know who these people are in relationship form with that type of person and that type of personality. So I realized this in past seasons, that I had engaged myself with a great person in their own right. I've been trying my best to operate daily to be a great person in my own right? So you got them being a great person and I'm a great person. This is what I discovered, ladies and gentlemen. Just because you have two great people together or individually, it doesn't mean they're going to be great together, right? I said it again. You can have two great people individually, they're great in their own right. It does not guarantee that they will be great together, all right? So, trusted transparency. I had several conversations this week. I said, man, I realized that I was able to just tell all my business out to you, and I felt a level of trust because you cover me in love. Nothing has ever came back to me. I don't even sense that you would even expose my weaknesses or when I wasn't a good person, because I was a different person at the time. And this is what we don't do enough of, ladies and gentlemen. We do not give grace to people. We don't allow them to say, hey, I'm going to give you something that you don't even deserve, not even from me, but I got it extended to you, because guess what? 12 months from now, I'm not going to expect that you're going to be in that same spot. When you become the person you need to be, what kind of person was I when you was in a place of darkness? What kind of person was I to you as a friend to be in your place of weakness? When you was in a place of bad decision making, you couldn't even figure out who you were or what was going on because you had other things going on. You had attacks going on. You had people who was hating on you because you decide to be great. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, love does a lot of different things. In fact, I'll even go here and then I'm going to get on off of there. Thank you all. Please share with everybody. Let me tell you something. Love is so strong. Number one, because it's of God. It's supposed to be strong. Love is so strong that even God says that he loves those that he chastens. Now look at this. Chastens means discipline. So we interpret discipline as whoopings. Now, did you know that whoopings is designed to protect us, not to harm us? Now, I'm not talking about the whippings that a lot of us have gotten as a child and it was abusive. I'm not talking about when it's beyond that because they had some other things going on and grabbing extension cords or grabbing ironing cords and grabbing big old bottles and stuff, beating you. I'm not talking about that type of way of expressing how you're going to discipline somebody. I'm talking about when you give a level of correction of action because I'm doing this because I see you going down a road of destruction. And so if I can prevent you from self-harm or self-destruction, I'm going to whoop you wise early. I need to whip you back into a shape. That's what that means. I'm going to whip you back into a different mindset because you weren't even thinking like this. Something has detoured you, or those shiny things have impressed you, or something else has eluded you or has intrigued you to think you can do better. The grass is greener on the other side versus saying, let me just change my perspective. It goes, let me spend more time with the grass that's on my side. I don't have any grass at all. Maybe I need to dig the dirt. Maybe I need to change and say, you know what? Maybe I'm not planting the right seeds to get the grass green the way I need to get done. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a transparency moment. But even when you come to that realization, we need to be able to have and say, okay, God, show me those people that I can trust with my transparency. So when I'm able to share, I can be the best person I've ever met. And that's the thing. A lot of us always share, you know, well, I met some great people. I met this great people. But what about, wait a minute, before I even meet them, I haven't even met the greatest person that I've ever met. I take myself to bed. I give myself a shower and, you know, a tub relaxation. I spend money to feed me. So I don't see great in me. So I'm just good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Do you know that in business we say good is the enemy of great? So what level do we kind of make up our mind to say, you know what, I'm walking into greatness? So if I'm the image, God is great and they greatly to be praised. He walking, how excellent is his name? Now, this is what he's doing to us. He wanted to put a level of excellence on our name. And then he said that I don't have to worry about working hard to make my name great. He even told Abraham, I'm going to make your name great. And you're going to have to wait patiently, walk into a level of greatness. So then when people are talking about you, they will be so drowned with your greatness that even when you fail and do crazy stuff, what can they say? Because now you'll be able to dissimulate who is for you and who is against you. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, trusted transparency. Deal with, I need to deal with my trusted transparencies. When I'm transparent, who can I trust? And who can handle my trust? All right? Who can handle my trust? If I say, hey, I trust, because trust means is that I made an investment and it's safe. Trust means this, I can rely on you. So if I know nothing else, I know I can trust you. I know that you won't run your mouth. And I'll say this, if any one of you guys are anything like me, I try to really, really pay attention to the track record or the facts that somebody just put on the screen. Thank you, everybody, for everything you're doing and sharing with everybody immediately. I try to really, really look at the behavior of a person because behaviors doesn't define the person. It's just the place that they operate in. If they operate in a mindset of, you know what, I'm going to get everybody back for what they did to me. Well, that's a behavior of hurt and pain. All right. But you don't want to be known, or you don't want to be identified as a person that bring pain and harm. You want to be a person, man, that bring healing. All right. So you do also even know, I wrote this down too. Whippings even bring healing. I know people saying, well, how do you whip me and get healed? Well, whippings come at a time, if you think about it, whippings come at a time that you're bleeding. Whippings come at a time that you are not being realistic. Whippings come at a time when you are almost at the edge of hemorrhaging, which so much blood has come out of you, the life is gone. Now you need a blood transfusion just to stay alive, and you better hope that it's not contaminated. So listen, I'm telling you, whippings, discipline, chastening is a level of love. And if God is doing you like this, say, listen, I'm trying to whip you back in shape. The reason why I'm not giving you no extra money is because you've been managing these type of small principles wrong. You know, I know you haven't had monies and stuff. I don't know who I'm talking to at this point. I don't know. I know you haven't had the monies enough to wine and dine or even take your children out to eat. But just know it's not going to always be like this past 2 months. It's going to all turn around. I'm trying to get regular behavior in you. So even when the monies come, you feel so good about your bank account that you'll be able to say, you know what, this today, we're not going to go to Wendy's or the small chain restaurants. This is going to be a Red Robin Day where they have bottomless fries and nice burgers for the same amount of money because you will have it. And you have the discipline to be like, you know what, I'm going to give you that type of exposure, children, but I'm going to take some money and I'm going to cook. And I'm going to invite people over to let them know I just celebrated another level because my transparency and who I really, really am, I can really vent to those people that I trust. I want to encourage you guys to think about the people that you've been trusting lately. Think about the ones that you've been sharing your dreams with. Think about the people that you've shared your past trusted transparency to, and look at how they treated you. Did they still cover you for the future, or did they expose you because they had information on you? That's what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about who can you really trust to share your stuff with? Because in the end, you got to share with somebody. Here's what I mean by that. If you're going to get a bank loan, a PPP loan, any type of monies to go ahead and fund your stuff, you're going to have to trust them with your vision. You're going to have to share with them, well, why should we even tell you? I need to be able to tell you about what kind of business I'm going to do to get this loan. Even those people need to be convinced. Why do you need the funds from us to give to you about your business? These people don't even know you. You can have an 18-year-old. You can have somebody who's not even knowledgeable, who's reading your facts. But because they hear love, they hear sincerity, they're going to fund you. And I'm going to believe that because I'm believing for my own self. Trust me. So you guys, I'm telling you right now, listen, you have to get to the point of going, who can I trust with my transparency? I've had a lot of conversations telling people, hey, I'm just not him anymore. You know, I realized even in some of my past relationships, I had to ask myself, you know, I wanted to blast some people so bad because I felt like I had the right, but that's in my flesh, that's out of anger, and that's out of just being negative. And I was like, that's not the behavior that I want to be known for. That's not the behavior that I want to be displayed by. That's not the, because that's attached to my name. And if I'm representing a name to be great and excellent, what am I on? I'm going to cover in love. When you cover in love, you're doing prayer. You shutting down people that's bringing the information to you, because people will always have a lot to say. But you have to ask yourself, how much information am I feeding them? Because they can't wait until you say it. They can't wait until you say it because they feel like, well, you're the closest to the horse's mouth. Oh, I know you got some juicy stuff to say. But this is what you have to say. Nope, my love won't allow me to do that. I love them so much because I don't want to feel bad that 5 months from now, they're going to shut me down. Here's the last part I got to say. And I had to share this with a friend of mine that was so angry because he felt like somebody betrayed him. He said, I want to cuss this person out. I want to go shoot up their tires. I mean, he said some very angry, malicious stuff that he wanted to do to this person. And I had to share this. I said, hey, I understand how you feel. I say, as a counselor, I get it. And I understand you. And I can't tell you how to feel. But I'll say this. I wouldn't dare say these things to that person. You know why? We don't even know if God got it set up that you may have to go back and need them months later for the same project that you are supposed to get off the ground, your business. Okay? What if they're going to need you? And they realize this man or this woman has never said anything, no ill will. They never spoke nothing bad to me. They trusted me with their information. They was transparent. And my business didn't get back on the street, you know. And I said some stuff that even when I was probably drinking, you know, because drinking is really a depressant. Alcohol is a depressant. And it slows you down. And some people call it, you know, liquor courage, you know, that it will give you some courage because, you know, now I'm able to say the stuff that I couldn't say. But everybody that is not drinking liquor to be courage, to have this courage and stuff to say stuff. They just want to be straight up 100. I'm just being transparent with you. But who can they trust like that? And let me tell you something. Everybody cannot be a confidant. All right? I've had people that I said some of the most vulnerable things, and I was in some deep, dark places, and I was like, God, you know, I hope that they don't share my stuff. And I had to have a peace with it. And if they do, they will feel miserable later on, ladies and gentlemen. But I have to say this too, and I got to get off here. Let me tell you all something. For those of you all who feel like you were betrayed because of things that was said about you, God gonna cover, and he has already covered that, because God is the God of love. He got your back. And he has a way to vindicate you and shut people down for the things that they've been trying to say about your name. Because when it's all said and done, they didn't create you. God created you to do some extraordinary things. And I'm not saying it because it's just the right thing to say. I'm saying that there's things that you haven't even learned about yourself yet that's going to be opening up for you, that you're going to be like, I can't believe that this thing is happening for me. Who can I share this great news with? And you'll be able to say, I got 2 people who I can share it with. Let me tell you something. Embrace those 2 people. Because in a lifetime, you may only come with maybe 2 or 3 consistent people like that can be a safe, that can have that safety, big old combination to say, man, you know what? I feel like doing straight stupid stuff today. Cover me in prayer. I just want to. And it's good to have those people. This is why some of the people on the street who from the street I love, because they're not afraid of nothing. They deal with transparency all the time because they're like, hey, I'm already out here in these streets. What more can happen to me? Everything that happen to me is because of something that I put myself into. And they transparent with that. And this is why even from the people in the street, they're not even able to even be transparent with some of us people who are not in the street, because they don't know if they can trust you either. Because you have a track record of probably running your mouth, talking too much. And even if you say, hey, I'm only telling you this, some people feel like, well, but my bestie is this person. They're not gonna share my stuff because we got a bond. That's not the position. And that's still betrayal. And that's still not trust. Who would trust you if somebody goes, I see something in you that I would like to convey to you about me. Can I trust you? And in the moment it goes, yeah, sure, of course. Right? But the moment you still repeat it to your mother, I don't care who it is, you made a vow to them in that moment. And what you did was you broke the contract. And you cannot be so ignorant or stupid to still go and do something, because you know stupid means is to know better and still go do it, or still don't do it, to think that people can't feel the disconnect. They can feel like, I feel like you did tell my stuff out. It's just a matter of time if I may hear it. But here's what we do know too, ladies and gentlemen, is that sometimes God won't allow us to hear it. Because you know why? He don't want you to go through no more damage than what you've done already, because you had a good, pure, intentive heart to say, I love them and they can trust me with their transparency, but I probably cannot give them their transparency. And let me tell you something, 1 or 2 or 3 people, that's enough. With 2 or 3 gathered in his name, God is going to be there. So you get the trusted, I hear you guys, you have the trusted person, that God here right there. And let me tell you, I've seen more strangers who did not know me that I was able to trust more than the people who had my historical facts. And I think you guys can vouch on that. I've seen people that I gave anonymous scenarios, and I was really talking about myself because I wanted the therapy. I was really just getting a feel of who I can trust around me in new environments. They gave me some sound wisdom, sound things, and I was able to trust that type of counsel. So, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go, but trusted transparency. Who can you trust? I want to talk about that. You know, can you trust that type of transparency? Can they be trusted with your transparency? Confidence. The reason why a lot of couples, and I've learned this the hard way, and I've learned it as a blessing, but even if you're in a relationship with someone, some of the best friends inside of a relationship, I don't care how many years you've been married, the reason why they was able to stay glued like this, because they didn't let the in-laws become the outlaws. Okay? They didn't allow other people's opinions to change and tweak their whole lifestyle. Because you do know this, if you take somebody's opinions, you take their lifestyle too. All right? It's only opinions is where they stand, what they think. It don't make it law, it don't make it factual, because every relationship has its own personality. All right? I love you guys. I hope that this makes some sense, but just know, if it's hatred going on, it's going to stir up strife. So you can't connect and give your transparency to a person that have a lot of hate going on in their life anyway. The free lesson is, you're always in stuff. Everybody's always against you. Everybody's always attacking you. Everybody's always. That type of person, you're like, And then if they always got a temper and they're always ready to read somebody, that's not a good indicator. That's not a good way to say, I can still trust them because I'm good for it. Don't you ever be that deceived to say, they good for it. Now I'm giving you guys some bought lessons. So some of this stuff, I'm making references out of the Bible, but I'm giving you some bought lessons that I've had to pay myself and that I had to walk people through on their stuff and go like, wow, because I've seen some of the most damaged relationships that need so much healing because people, they broke their trust. They broke their trust when they was trying to be transparent with them. I've seen people write things down. I've seen people screenshot messages and try to kill people with that when they was transparent with somebody else's information, but they still shared it. They couldn't trust that. I've seen people record people to betray them, to prove a point because they was in their feelings, you know, but they didn't think about, hey, how do you know in 2 years some type of program that you're going to have or some type of business you're going to have needs to fund your children? And you're going to have to come back to that same type of person that you could trust, but you broke their trust. Oh my God. So I can't tell you how many people I know who have came to me and asked me, what do I do with the person that I did trust with my transparency? And I can't even go to them because this is what I know about them now. And I'm damaged. Now I had to deal with a whole other set of counseling and coaching for them. Coaching, because coaching and counseling is two different things. It's a whole other subject. You can inbox me with that or email me, Dr. Cortez Sims@gmail. All right. But thank you all for your transparency. Oh, you're definitely welcome, Ms. Beaver. I want to be the type of person, and I want to remain the type of person that I'm trusted with people's information, and I help you with it, and then I take it to God and ask for him to continue to give me words for you, and then I release it. But we're not always able to get that same response and that same deference in return. You know why? Because people cannot handle your level capacity of information. They use it because they're just so excited about what they feel like. I got the end game and I got the end game or information, and everybody else didn't get it. So you're so privileged. Oh God. Let's tune into next week, you all. I just want to give you just my Thursday thought, but I just keep reiterating trusted transparency. Who can you really share with? All right. So I hope these tips help you out of knowing the difference between love, if love is operating, if you can trust that person, or they got hatred going on, that type of person. Hatred people stir up strife, which make you disconnect. Strife also shrivels up finances. Okay, you can look that up anywhere. All right, but when you have harmony, we have collaboration, we have teamwork, it produces wealth. Ask yourself which one you want to be a part of. All right, love you, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe to press the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. I try to upload these videos. Please share it for as many people as you want that can definitely benefit for anything I have to say. These are Thursday thoughts, and I love you. Have a great weekend. Peace.